Yeah, I don't think it's a fight that's going to do massive numbers, but I like the fight. I think it's exciting. I think at 147, Ryan's a big fight. I don't think Conor should be fighting at 147. I think, I like him up at 160 or up towards that weight class, but I don't see a way he beats Ryan Garcia at 147.
The minorities, people like us who stay in boxing, we in the minority know this is not a good fight. This is a one-sided mismatch, and I think I would be shocked if Ryan doesn't knock him out in a one-sided fight.
But then you have Ryan, who I see him very focused. I see him determined and ready, and I hear he's looking great. He really wants this, so I think we're gonna see a hell of a fight. Maybe there's gonna be knockdowns with either guy, but this is really a fight of who really wants more.
Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn are moving closer to a fight that has become one of the biggest talking points in boxing, with experts divided on who will come out on top. Many boxing professionals have already shared their predictions, offering different views on the matchup. Former world champion Keith Thurman believes Garcia has what it takes to beat Benn, but only if he stays locked in, disciplined, and fully committed throughout the entire fight.
See, once again, you got to understand what I just said. Yeah. These fighters are not reestablishing themselves. They're taking the money. They're happy that they made a name, but they're not reestablishing themselves as real champions. It's up to Ryan to show up to be a real champion and reestablish that name and not just live off the name that he previously has established. You see what I'm saying? Ryan has to take it serious. He has to want to be.
Josh Taylor gave his thoughts on the potential fight between Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia, saying it does not interest him much as a pure boxing contest, even though he recognizes it as a major commercial event because both fighters have large fan bases. He believes Garcia has the clear edge in overall boxing skill, pointing to his speed, sharp technique, and greater experience as the reasons he should be favored. Taylor also predicts Garcia could stop Benn by knockout, adding that Benn's recent performances have not convinced him that he has improved enough to overcome Garcia.
And we're hearing this fight with Ryan Garcia is imminent. Dana White at the press conference the weekend said it could be as soon as next week. What are your thoughts on that fight, both in terms of does it excite you, and secondly, what's your breakdown on it? Who do you think wins?
It doesn't excite me at all, really. It's none other than a big fight. It's a big commercial fight. Ryan Garcia is huge commercially. So is Conor Benn. Boxing ability wise, I think Ryan Garcia probably knocks him out. Unless everything's all good and all that, But I think that Ryan Garcia is just a better boxer. He's quicker, he's sharper, he's got more experience in the game. I don't think Conor Benn has done well, has improved a hell of a lot. He's quick, he's stronger, he's bigger and stronger than Ryan Garcia. But going off that last performance, I don't think Garcia's got anything to worry about. I think Garcia probably knocks him out after that last performance.
Josh Taylor also reflected on Ryan Garcia's disappointing performance against Rolando Romero, saying it may have been affected by Garcia dropping back down in weight after previously fighting at a higher division. While avoiding any direct accusations, Taylor suggested that the weight change could have impacted Garcia's physical condition and performance. He explained that cutting weight and losing muscle can take away a fighter's strength, endurance, and overall effectiveness, making it harder to perform at their best inside the ring.
Is there any route for Conor in your mind? Because we saw Ryan have flat performances, the Rolando Romero fighting Conor, up until the move up to 160 and trying to come back down to welterweight when he fought Benn.
There is that. Like, you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's coming back down to 147. Well, it wasn't 147, 148 or 149, was it? Well, it was 150, was it? Oh, well. I thought it was maybe a little bit lighter than that, but
He might have weighed in at 149, but it was contracted at 150.
Right, okay, so he weighed at 149. But then it goes another. It's coming down for 160, and after having all them. I don't know what to say, because I might get a court case on my ass. But hey, it is what it is. He's done it properly. He's not looked as good. But it might be a case of his body adjusting to being so heavy and taking off that muscle mass. It takes a bit of time to adjust to losing that weight again and getting your body used to it and being at that weight and performing and with the training load and all that at that weight. So it's maybe just a case of that. He's done it now. hopefully he's been in the gym. I don't know what he's like. Hopefully he's still staying in the gym and he's not put on too much weight. And he can probably get back down to 147 then after that. So it remains to be.
Tim Bradley believes Conor Benn still has a lot to prove before he can be considered one of boxing's elite fighters. Looking back at Benn's recent performance against Regis Prograis, Bradley said the British contender appeared inexperienced and did not show the level of skill, composure, or refinement expected from a true world-class boxer.
You know, you can look him up on BoxRec. He got 5 stars next to his damn name, like he's done something. You know, and he ain't done. You know, it's in the fight, with Regis Prograis. You can see, you know, Regis was one of those guys that started late as well, but you can see the experience of Regis, you know, start to show through. Now, you know, Conor Benn and his team, you know, made the adjustment and went down to the body of Regis and started to slow down and kind of take the fight out of Regis. However, Regis was in the fight. You know, he was catching Conor Benn with some shit, you know, and it's just the inexperience and, you know, the low IQ of Conor Benn and not having enough experience to be at that elite level.
Tim Bradley pointed to Conor Benn's fight against Regis Prograis as evidence that he still has weaknesses when facing top-level opponents. He said Benn's lack of experience and ring IQ became more noticeable as the fight went on, while Prograis used his timing, composure, and veteran instincts to stay competitive in the later rounds. Although Bradley praised Benn and his corner for making smart adjustments, especially by attacking the body to slow Prograis down, he believes those changes were not enough for Benn to fully take control of the fight.
Because he had some pop, he had some pop. You know, ever since, you know, he stopped drinking that baby milk, whatever that was, he took fertility, whatever. You know, then they said it's something about some contaminated eggs or something like that, whatever the hell that is. You know, I mean, that makes sense now to me. You know why he's taking that. You know, they say, well, he didn't mean to take it and all this. Get the hell out of here with that. You know, he was suspended for some years, I believe. But you correct me if I'm wrong. But, you know, it was mainly like because he don't believe in himself. You know, anytime he steps up in a fight, you know, the dude is scared. He's scared to death. You know, I'm pretty sure he was scared in this fight. You know, because not only did he have to come down in weight, you know, and cut muscle. He had to cut through muscle.
Greg Hackett believes Ryan Garcia will defeat Conor Benn because he sees the American as the more complete fighter in several important areas. He says Garcia's outstanding hand speed, sharp timing, and accurate counterpunching would cause Benn serious problems throughout the fight. Hackett also feels Garcia's ring IQ and experience against top-level competition would help him control the range, take advantage of Benn's aggressive approach, and put himself in the best position to win.
Back and forth, like, I'm going to knock you out, and Conor responds that Tank made you quit. Rolly and Luke Campbell dropped. What you think of that fight if it happens now?
I think it's a great fight. But I think if Ryan go out there looking like anything like his last fight, I think he'll stop Conor Benn. I don't think Conor Benn is defensive enough. I like his intensity level, but his defense don't really have no defense. And Ryan's speed gives anybody problems. And then he can punch too. So I think Ryan stop Conor Benn on some real. I think all the 47-pounders are stopping. I think Brian Norman Jr. was stopping. I think Devin Haney was stopping. Whoever at 47, top, I think they're stopping.
Is it the weight? Because he looked good against Eubank.
Yeah, I think it could be the weight, but also I think it's just his style. His style is not really that complicated. It's a simple style, and the things he do is simple. He jump in, jump out. You know what I mean? Jump in, jump out. It's like fighting a strong amateur. It's just like being in there with a strong.
Eddie Hearn believes a fight between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn would be one of the biggest boxing events of the year, especially in the United Kingdom. He says Garcia's popularity reaches far beyond the United States, with a strong following among British boxing fans. While Ben is already a major draw in the UK, Hearn believes Garcia's star power, massive social media presence, and worldwide recognition would take the event to another level. He even argues that Garcia is a bigger name in the UK than Ben is in America, showing just how broad Garcia's appeal has become. Hearn expects the fight to attract huge attention from fans, the media, and broadcasters on both sides of the Atlantic.
Ryan Garcia seems like it's going to be announced. What do you make of that fight? And is there any sort of thing going on in the background with yourselves and Conor Benn?
Yeah, there's still a lot of legal questions that need answering, and we'll deal with that appropriately. But, in terms of that fight, I think it's a good fight. I don't think it's a big fight in America. I think it's a big fight in the UK. Obviously, Ryan's a big star in America. Conor's not. Ryan's a bigger star in the UK than Conor is in America, and Conor's a big star.
Eddie Hearn believes Conor Benn is currently performing at a strong domestic level, but has not yet fully proven himself against the very best fighters in the world. At the same time, Hearn says Benn is improving with every fight and continues to develop as a boxer. He believes there are still important areas Benn needs to sharpen before he can compete consistently with elite world champions, but his recent performances show steady growth in his skills, conditioning, and ring IQ. Hearn also feels critics should not judge Benn only by the titles he has won, because he is still gaining valuable experience and progressing against tougher competition.
People following Conor being in the ring.
People have asked me that. I didn't really feel any emotion, if I'm honest. Look, I didn't want him to look that bad, honestly. I'm not watching him going, oh, I hope he looks terrible. I want him to look well. I was a bit frustrated watching because I think he can be much better than that. I also think that down at that weight, I think he's got it in his head that he can make 47 and he can and he can make 47. But I don't think he's the same fighter when he's making 47, personally. But listen, he's had it off. I mean, fuck me. People are criticising him. Oh, he couldn't win a British title. He's not the best fighter in Essex. Look at what he's done. I mean, I would like to say that how I got him in that position was one of the greatest bits of work by any promoter ever to grace the world. And by the way, he put the work in. I will always say Conor Benn works very hard. But me, on my tombstone, just write on the thing, I want to say, great guy, loving father, and what a job you did with Conor Benn. That will go down in.
Paulie Malignaggi has dismissed the proposed Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn fight as an unbalanced matchup, saying Benn has not shown enough to be considered a true world-class contender. The former two-division world champion believes Benn's recent performances, especially against Regis Prograis, fell short of the standard expected at the highest level. Malignaggi argues that Benn focuses too much on proving his punching power instead of using smart boxing skills, which leaves him exposed against more technical fighters. Because of that, he strongly backs Garcia to win by knockout, believing Garcia's speed, skill, and experience would give him a clear advantage for the opening bell and make the fight heavily one-sided.
Listen, both guys are very popular, and I think that's why the fight gets made. Business is business, right? So you got two guys who are very popular. Conor is very popular in the UK. Ryan is popular in the US, but probably worldwide with his YouTuber audience, his streamer audience. So I do think that, fight makes sense from that perspective. I think you not make it. But as far as the kind of fight it's going to be a disappointment as a fight. I think it's a one-sided fight. I don't think Conor Benn is on that level. Call Ryan a YouTuber, call Ryan a streamer, call Ryan what you want. But when Ryan shows up focused, Ryan is still a world-class fighter, and that's for that reason he owns a world championship. For me, Conor Benn is a guy who's placed there out of popularity. And unless you do the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. route, where you rob half of the guys on his record and you rob them, this guy's never going to become a world champion, And I think that, this fight is popular for a lot of reasons, but ultimately as a fighter, the people on the inside as a fighters, and we're in the minority, the people that actually understand boxing, the people that watch this fight, these two guys are so popular that the majority of people are going to bring, the majority of the people that gets brought to a fight like this, brings their attention to a fight like this, are not boxing people, right? So they're just going to watch it out of the curiosity because both these guys are so popular. And that's why these kind of fights cross over.
Chris Eubank Jr. believes Conor Benn has a real chance of beating Ryan Garcia because of his aggressive style, punching power, and relentless pressure. He says Benn's ability to keep pushing forward could make Garcia uncomfortable, as Garcia has struggled at times when opponents force the pace. However, Eubank Jr. also warns that Benn cannot afford to burn too much energy by rushing in recklessly like he did in their first fight. Instead, he believes Benn must apply steady, controlled pressure from start to finish. Although he expects the fight to be very competitive, Eubank Jr. picks Benn to win, adding that his best path to victory is by knockout because he does not believe Ben would get the decision on the judges' scorecards against Garcia.
Conor Benn, I got Conor Benn. I'm pulling for him.
Ooh, you
I'm
got
pulling
Conor.
for him. Yeah.
You got Conor. What do you think that Conor does that can neutralize Ryan, the twitchy, powerful
That intensity.
Ryan
Look how
Garcia?
Ryan, when he started, Mario was like, oh, Ryan came from the jump.
Right.
If Conor Benn doesn't throw himself and doesn't get too overexerted and use too much energy like that first Eubank fight, I think he could press him, bro. Ryan, look, when you press him, Ryan be like this. Ryan be turning away.
Ooh.
I don't know. I would love to see, you know, the Eubank, the Ben dynasty do something to that Garcia family.
That's gonna be a heck of a fight, man. So you picking Conor? Are you picking him by KO or are you picking him by decision?
I think he has to knock him out.
Ooh.
Get that belt, campeón, vamos. You got the raza support. I promise you, Mexican Americans, ya sé que yo no soy de México, pero hablo español muy bien, y te apoyo.
At the latest press conference for their September showdown, Conor Benn turned up the tension by mocking Ryan Garcia in Spanish. During the heated face-off, Ben shouted, "You're not Mexican," repeating a taunt he had previously posted on social media that targeted Garcia's Mexican heritage. The remark quickly sparked a fiery exchange, with Garcia responding immediately before security stepped in to separate the two fighters. Ben also questioned Garcia's toughness, claiming he would slap him around and force him to quit, while Garcia fired back by promising their fight would not go the full 12 rounds.
He's not good enough to beat me. You think my man's gonna beat me? You think I'm gonna let a guy from the UK come here and beat me and take my belt? He lost your mind.
Listen, Ryan, calm down. You're having one of them little episodes. Calm down. I know you're getting all excited. I know you're getting all excited, but I'll come over there and smack them glasses straight off your face. You understand? I'll come over there and smack them glasses straight off your face. That's what I'll do. Sitting there.
You won't do. I promise you won't do one.
Yeah, he won't do. Cool. Wait till I smack. You quit.
Yeah, why?
You quit.
Hey, you won't make it a fight. Your dad knows you won't make it a fight. Your dad knows you won't make it a fight.
You quit. You have no heart.
All right,
you're not Mexico, bro.
I'll beat you the
Mexico.
Former world champion Fernando Vargas criticized Conor Benn for what he felt were disrespectful comments aimed at Ryan Garcia, saying that while trash talk is a normal part of boxing, respect should always remain. Vargas believes Benn went too far by questioning Garcia's heart and downplaying everything he has achieved ahead of their September fight. He said Garcia has already proven himself against top-level opponents and deserves the respect of a world champion. Vargas also stated that personal issues should be settled inside the ring rather than through constant insults, warning that Benn's comments could motivate Garcia even more and make him an even tougher opponent on fight night.
Something crazy and exciting happened today. The press conference. Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn. Conor Benn fluent in Espanol. Give us your reaction. What'd you think? The boys told me that you were tripping off of him.
Well, I'm telling you like this, you know what I mean? Like, for Conor Benn to really spend time trying to perfect talking Spanish the way he did, he's talking like a straight Mexican. He's talking to him like I talk Spanish, you know what I mean? So, yeah. You got to take your hat off to Conor Benn, you know what I mean? And he's getting into Ryan's head, and you know what I mean? I think it's gonna be a great fight.
What do you think happens with the matchup when these two get together? How do you think the fight looks?
I'm just gonna, I know both of them, and
how interesting of a fight? How exciting!
It's very interesting fight. It's very interesting fight. Conor, can box, and we know that also, Ryan can box and use his legs and his boxing ability. So it's gonna be a chess match. You know what I mean? And I look forward to.
Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia has made it clear that he expects to dominate Conor Benn when they finally face each other in the ring. Speaking with confidence, Garcia predicted that Benn will not make it to the final bell, saying he expects to stop him in the 6th or 7th round. The WBC welterweight champion believes his speed, sharp timing, and powerful left hook will be too much for Benn to handle as the fight unfolds. Garcia made this prediction after Benn's win over Regis Prograis, a performance that many boxing fans and analysts felt was far from convincing.
And kind of heated with Conor already. I just spoke with him. And,
he's a big attention seeker. He's even to the right of me right now. He's probably going to try to do something or something. I don't know. He's just a corny guy. I'm not too worried about him because in the ring, I already know my skills are that much better than him. He could do anything. He could push me. He could try to slap me. I'm just too quick for him, too clean for him. He's not going to beat me.
he just told me that he's going to make you quit during the fight.
That's great.
What are your thoughts on that?
Please make me quit. Make me quit. Please try. But every time you come in, bow, 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 bow. I'm like, damn, how many times am I going to hit you? Bow.
Bro, take it easy.
He's already ugly.
I don't want that
He's
smoke.
already ugly. He about to get uglier. Trust.
You seem very fired up. What does he have to offer in terms of threatening you in
He
that
just got
fight?
a good mouth, man. That's good promotion. He's just a big yapper. That's it. That's what's going to be the best part about it.
Many people have raised concerns about Conor Benn's ability to compete with Ryan Garcia at the highest level because he has not consistently fought at the 147-pound welterweight limit for several years. Since 2022, Benn has competed in fights above the division, including middleweight and catchweight bouts, meaning he will need to make a major adjustment for this championship matchup. Analysts believe the difficult weight cut could impact his stamina, power, and overall performance when he steps into the ring.
Can't see him holding his own.
Let me come back to you in a second, Spence. Listen to Paulie Malignaggi had some things to say about the fight and Conor Benn. Listen to him.
Paulie, did you catch the Conor Benn fight? Did you catch the co-main event?
I did. You know what, guys? I'm done. I'm done with it. This guy's horrible. This guy's terrible. I don't mind watching Conor Benn. Like I don't mind him getting the fanfare. He's an okay fighter. Just don't start mentioning him at world-class levels. Then you start crossing the line. Because he's not your Jake Paul either. So it's not like I'm throwing him all the way on the other side. I'm not doing that. I'm being a very honest person here. He's an okay fighter. Okay, but just don't start mentioning him with these world-class situations and world-class fighters. He talks about Shakur Stevenson and all this other stuff. His name belongs nowhere near those guys, okay? For the fanfare, okay, I get it. People start talking about him. He's got a lot of popularity, and I understand that's going to happen. But don't start mentioning him boxing-wise with these guys. All of a sudden, right away, we start seeing tweets and Instagrams about this Shakur Stevenson fight and everybody. Shakur Stevenson would beat him with one hand. I would beat him right now. I would beat him.
Conor Benn's recent performance has caused some critics to question whether he truly belongs among the top fighters in the welterweight division. Many felt his display was disappointing and saw it as a warning sign heading into much bigger and more demanding fights.
Conor Benn, for whatever reasons, is the #1 ranked challenger to Ryan Garcia's WBC title. All right, let's not litigate that right now. The WBC does incredibly crazy things with their rankings. I agree with you there. Before this fight, I talked to a lot of smart people in boxing that thought Conor Benn would beat Ryan Garcia, that thought Conor Benn's explosiveness would be too much for Ryan Garcia, who often leaves himself kind of in a tough defensive position when he steps back. He drops his guard, that chin hangs up in the air. After this fight, Sergio, I don't know how you can look at a Garcia-Conor Benn matchup and say that Ryan is the underdog. Ryan, who was on social media saying, bring that guy to me afterwards, has to be feeling confident if that's the fight that gets made at some point before the end of this year. All the welterweights out there were saying the exact same thing. Devin Haney is on social media. Shakur Stevenson, who is not a big puncher at 140 pounds, said he would be disappointed.
Who do you think wins the fight between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn? Share your prediction in the comments below and let us know who you're backing and how you think the fight will end.